Hello, and welcome to this session about sexual harassment in the workplace. And this is specifically a guide for employees. My name is Professor Cathy Daniels, and I run my own consultancy, writing, advising, and talking about employment law. And what we're going to do today is start off by talking about what harassment is. And although we may use that term in lots of different ways in everyday language, what we're going to do is have a look at what harassment is legally. And then we're going to think about what we mean by harassment of a sexual nature. And of course, it's not the only harassment that might occur in the workplace, but in this session, we're specifically focusing in on sexual harassment. And then we're going to think more about what do you do if you're on the receiving end of behaviour that you find to be harassment? What do you do if you witness unacceptable behaviour that is very upsetting? And what do you do if the person who's been on the receiving end of that says they don't want you to do anything about it? How do we actually deal with harassment in the workplace? So, if you have experienced harassment of a sexual nature, I hope that this session is useful. And right at the end of this session, I will give you some suggestions of further sources for support as well. So, as I say, when we've got a word that is used in everyday language and then we've also got law around it, it's always useful to go back to the definitions that we've actually got in the law to understand what we're talking about. And harassment is defined in section 26(1) of the Equality Act 2010 as unwanted conduct related to a relevant protected characteristic which has the purpose or effect of violating an individual's dignity or creating an intimidating, hostile, degrading, humiliating, or offensive environment for that individual. Now, there is another bit of the definition, subsection 2 and 3, but before we get on to the rest, let's just take a moment to go over this definition so that we understand this part. Unwanted conduct. Harassment has quite a bit of subjectivity around it. We might be in a situation where somebody is cracking jokes in our earshot and you find it really quite funny and I find it really quite offensive.